I've spoken, just talking to my friends, I live in New York City, just talking to my friends recently, they've all used Clutter and Make Space. And I said, well, why didn't you go to Manhattan Mini Storage? It's 3 blocks away from you. You could just literally walk there. It's like, I don't want to walk my goods over. This makes it so easy. I click of a button, my stuff is back and forth.
Yeah.
And so I think, it may be down, but try getting, first of all, New York City, a place where a lot of people don't have cars. And if they do, if you look at the garage business in New York City, the garages are losing their tenants because people are actually doing away and getting rid of their cars.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be, it won't be as easy for people to they don't get into their car, take their stuff, and they're not going to really want to drive a U-Haul truck trying to get around Manhattan.
Yeah, I lived in the Upper East Side, and to try and arbitrage the cost, I would go out to Queens and use a public storage out there. So I had to rent a zip car, and then I had to give up my Saturday, essentially, from an effort standpoint. Put all my stuff, take it all in there, cart it in, and then you forget what's in there, which is the worst thing. In the city, I understand the use case in the city.
Right. And look, I think this is only a 5-market game. You probably have your San Fran, your Chicago, any place where you have heavy traffic, logistics and density and logistics are pain.
Yeah.
Suburban markets, it's never going to touch because the labor costs are too much.
Yeah.
But you do have the SoftBanks of the world, the VC companies pouring hundreds of millions of dollars in to these companies. One of them is going to stick and probably take a dent.
Yeah.
Simplify is in the 5 boroughs. We just did an article on it, and they charge. There's one in Chicago that was started by DePaul. They charge for everything, so it at least covers the costs.
It's a question of how much are those average people in self-storage willing to pay to not have to deal with all that mess with self-storage.
Well, that's what I think you've seen. I just know from like Clutter and Make Space, I'm not sure about some of the others, but you've seen the $30, if you kind of look at the equation to self-storage in the boroughs, putting Manhattan aside, that $30 per square foot kind of mark is almost where Clutter and Make Space seem to be pricing, and they're giving you, I forget, one free pickup, and 1 free delivery included in that rental rate. And it's a guarantee of 2 months, but it's similar type. And they're, look, right now they're driving their customer base. But again, Uber, I get 30% discount offers all the time, and it's a race war with all of them. But while you have money flooding into these companies, I think they'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I agree. If on-demand is successful, prices come down, which means if your cost basis is $200, it's fine because you're still in the black. But if your cost basis is $500, you can't support a $1.50 rents or whatever they end up being.
Right.
Just from a pure research standpoint, you're from more an operational standpoint, is that if you can get the driver and van to create a certain amount of operating leverage, like if they can pick up 4 or 5 versus maybe in Dallas they can only pick up 2 or 3 a day, then you're getting enough leverage out of those assets, out of those people, and out of those trucks to actually make the model work.
Right. And then, look, you fast forward a decade from now, when you do have or 15 years from now, you do have driverless vans, and then makes fine. You have the labor that has to pick up the goods, but it makes for an easier mode, and they're going out to central New Jersey, and they're bringing the stuff out, and they can charge that customer the same as what you need to charge them here in the city. So I think you're going to see some major markets. You'll see rental rates compress further.
Yeah.